I'm here at the RYA Suzuki Dinghy Show with Mike Lennon from Lennon Sales. Hi Mike.
Hello.
Can you tell us a little bit about your new clothing range?
Yes, certainly. So this year, at the show here, we've introduced the summer range. Last year at the show, we introduced our sort of all-round, all-year setup, but we found it's very warm. You can layer it and so on, but still, we thought there was a gap in our range for a summer, an out-and-out summer range. So we've introduced this. It's made from the same materials, very high-end neoprene from Japan, from Yamamoto. They specialise in the high-end stuff for triathlons and so on. And it's limestone-based neoprene rather than oil-based, so you tend to get less irritation problems. It absorbs less water, it's stretchier, it's got everything going for it, really. So all our stuff's made from Yamamoto, and what we've tried to do is really design the suits for dinghy sailing specifically. So we've chosen materials where we need to, which will take the wear and tear of a dinghy, but where we can, we've used as much smooth skin as we can, because smooth skin is warmer for a given thickness than double line. The double line stuff is harder wearing, but it absorbs water although on our stuff we do have a water repellent finish to stop it absorbing water, it still will pick up a film of water on it, and that water film on the outside of your suit causes a wind chill. So we want to avoid that as much as we can. So on the top we've got rid of it, because here you generally wear a buoyancy aid, you might even wear a spray top or a wetsuit top. So this area isn't going to get damaged. We also use a smooth skin because we mesh this smooth skin with a seal on the tops. On two of the tops, we've got 3 weights. The 2mm, 1.5mm have a meshing system to stop water getting up inside here, and you Velcro tab it down on this side to stop the thing riding up when you're sailing. And the 1mm top, which is new this year, isn't part of the waterproof system. It's just a very thin, lightweight top, just to give you some spray protection and so on for summer sailing. So the 2mm, it's much thinner than most generic sort of long johns are 3mm. We've gone to this 2mm system. We've still got the thermal lining to extend its season life. We've got this very hard wearing shin. The shin is 4mm all the way down to the ankle seal. The ankles are sealed again, so when you can go in up to here into the water, you won't get any water inside the suit. There is a myth that wetsuits need to be wet to work. Well, that's completely wrong. They work in spite of being wet. They trap the water inside, but if you don't get the water inside in the first place, your body doesn't need to do any work to heat that water up, so you stay warmer. So it's better to keep the water out if you can. So the whole concept of our suits has been keep the water out, keep dry, you'll stay warmer, and therefore you need less layering, less thickness, and so you'll move easier, stretchier. The last thing you want to do is be bulked up with kit in the winter. So the winter stuff's 4mm with a 2mm top. This is going to be 2mm with a 1mm top. You can layer it, so if you wanted to use this out of season, so you want to use this say in November or early December, even 2mm, I think with the right top and our thermal base layers, you can extend the life of this, the season of this, well into the sort of autumn and winter. So, and in the summer you could wear it very, with just a lycra and a lightweight top, and you'll be warm enough without being too hot. So that's new for this year.
Fantastic, it sounds absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
You're obviously a very experienced dinghy sailor. Did your time sailing sort of influence the design at all?
Very much so. I sail a Moth. I've sailed a Moth really. I've sailed a lot of different boats over the years, but in the last sort of 5 or 6 years, I've really just concentrated on Moth sailing because it kind of requires that. When you get to a certain age, you need to put a lot of time into it. And when you launch the Moth, you have to go in. Basically, you have to push the boat out on its side to foil depth. So you have to swim it out until it's at least sort of really 1.5 to 2 meters deep before you can pull the boat upright and sail off. So if you're wearing substandard equipment, you get cold before you've even started your day's sailing. So it's fine, if you're sailing off the beach in Australia, fine, the water's 28 degrees and the air temperature's 30, brilliant, no problem. But when you're sailing off Hayling Island in October or January, the very last thing you want to do is get wet before you've even started. So I found it difficult. In the kit you can buy off the shelf, generic sailing kit, I was finding it difficult to stay dry. So we designed this with this system in mind, just keeping the water out. So you could go in up to your neck and not get wet. So ankle seals, we've got a set of boot system, a 2mm boot system which meshes with the ankle seal. So even with the wetsuit boot on, inside, a wetsuit sock, which goes inside your boot, your normal boot, and it will mesh with the ankle seal down here, and no water will get into the sock or into your ankle and up into the suit. And so you stay dry there, you have dry feet. And yeah, I mean, it's had a heavy influence on it. But this, although the Moth is an extreme example, it means that in any boat where you've got a lot of spray around, or even if you have to just going up to in any boat in January, if you're going up to your waist to launch it, you're going to get wet legs and wet feet, and you're going to be cold right from the start. So the concept, as I said, is just to keep you dry before, as you go. So when you start the day sailing, you're dry, you're not soaking wet.